Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is officially that time of the year. And it is time for the second ever Christmas Crush here on Monster Jam Jackinator. Now, 2 years ago, Jackinator MT. Right. Okay. It's time for the second ever Christmas Crush event here on Jackinator MT. Now, we did the first ever Christmas Crush 2 years ago, but it was a little bit different because it was a diecast event. The Christmas Crush is now making its return this year, but instead of being a diecast event, it's a BeamNG event with an absolutely stacked lineup of 24 drivers who competed in 2 separate events and had to perform well enough to be able to place into this lineup. So they had to end up with the top half of the scores or so to make it to this show, and some drivers performed better than others, and because of that, they were able to make it out here to the Christmas Crush. Now, this event overall will have 3 competitions, but it will be a 3-day long event. Today will be timed racing with passes from all the drivers. Tomorrow will be best trick with the best trick possible from all the drivers. And Thursday, everybody's favorite, will be the freestyle competition. Now, don't you fans worry. It's not just going to be racing today. It's not just going to be best trick tomorrow. We have special encores planned for you fans to keep you fans on your toes. With that being said, it's officially time to get to the full lineup of tonight's event. We will be seeing Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack, Joe Foley in Axe, Brianna Mahan in Scooby-Doo, Cole Vennard in The Black Pearl, Camden Murphy in Bakugan Dragonoid, his last event in Bakugan Dragonoid, Tyler Menega in Gravedigger, Adam Anderson in Gravedigger, Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger, Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash, who we will see very shortly, Devin Winfield in Velociraptor, Tony Oaks in Thunder Roars, Tim Jones in Tailgater, Matt Pagliarulo in Jester, Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken, Cody Saucier in Dragon, Bari Musauer in Zombie, Todd Leduc in Megalodon, Blake Granger in Max D, Cynthia Gauthier in Lucas Oil Stabilizer, Jim Kohler in Avenger, Chris Kohler in Brutus, Zach Garner in Wildside, Jamie Garner in Overboard, and last but certainly not least, Colt Stevens in Thunder Roar. So a little bit of a double up there, don't worry, we have special schemes planned just for that. Now in the meantime, it's officially time to get underway with the competition here in Timed Racing. Now, really quickly here, we're going to send out Jamie Sullivan to map out what the racing competition will look like tonight, because you fans haven't seen what this timed racing is going to look like yet. So this is going to be a little bit of a basic pass here from Jamie Sullivan to show you fans what you can expect in racing. The drivers will begin here at the far end of the track near the big chocolate bar. They will take it over these 2 racing lanes like so. Then they're going to make their way past the turning pole. That's for standard racing, but this is timed racing. They're going to come around here. They're going to hit this special winter ramp made of snow, turn through the ice, a little bit of a different terrain challenge. Then they're going to take their way down another straightaway here. They're going to go right down here over a couple more racing lanes. Then we're going to see another turning pole. This time we're actually going to use that turning pole. Then drivers will have to go down this straightaway. And there's a couple ramps to hit. You can hit them really however you want. Again, your goal is just to be fast. And once you cross this final ramp over here, that's the end of your pass. So how are we going to keep this fair and make sure the times are accurate? Well, every single run that we see tonight will be recorded and watched back from another angle, and then we'll officially score and tally up the times at that point in time. So we're not timing it as they race, but we're going to take a look back at the race and determine what the times were based on that watch back. If the driver cannot complete their race, they will receive a DNF, and that will definitely hurt their scores quite a bit for this overall event. With that being said, it's officially time to get timed racing underway tonight, and coming up first, it's going to be Jamie Sullivan driving Sparkle Smash. Jamie, not the longest career ever with stadiums. She's been able to do a couple events in stadiums before, particularly special with the World Finals and the Superstar Challenge, but now she's going to get another massive event here. So she's going to really try and make this count, taking some good speed around the corner now. First hit, there we go. Well, first hit on the snow ramp, should I say. She's going to take it a little bit wide out there, Now, Jamie Sullivan might have a bit of an advantage over the other competitors we're going to see tonight because she just got to demonstrate what the track will look like, which means that she has it fresh in her mind. All these other competitors are going to have to come out here and go completely blind on it. Oh, that's gonna hurt her run a little bit. She knocks down that turning pole, aka the Christmas tree, and she's gonna cross the finish line right there. A pretty nice racing pass for Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash. But might not have been the fastest thing ever, so we're gonna take a look back at the replay and see exactly what we saw there for Jamie Sullivan. So here we're gonna take a look from another alternate angle, and we're gonna watch this back, and we're just gonna see as soon as she crosses this final ramp, that's when time will wrap up. Now, per usual here, we're gonna have to time this. So we're gonna pull out a little bit of stopwatch action. We're gonna see how long it takes her to pass around the track and finally cross this ramp. So this is going to be a very special system, something we haven't really seen in a live event before. So we're going to time her right now. Right there, her time begins. You see some pretty good speed down this straightaway. Maybe a little bit nervous coming into the jump. Looks like she did slow down just a little bit. She takes it around this turn very nicely. Sets it up for that ramp. Takes a nice hit over that ramp. Gets a little caught up with the ice. It slides her a little to the side. And she gets a little out of line because of it, so she has to slow down to correct that. Takes it down to the far end. This is where things get a little bit more choppy for her. She gets a little bit messed up in that final turn. Bumps that turning pole. And has to try to make up for it in the straightaway at the end here. And her ending time officially is a 42.62. Not a super bad time, but also it's the first time we've seen all night, so there's really no saying how good of a time that was. But that is going to be marked. The first time of the night is a 42.62 for Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash. Well, you know what? That was a pretty interesting way to kick off the event here. Some pretty decent speed for Kayla, but... Or sorry, not for Kayla, for Jamie. Getting my Sparkle Smashers confused here. A pretty good time, all things considered, but at the same time, it's the first time we've seen all night, so... It might not be all that good of a time. And we're going to find out very shortly here as the competition continues to ramp up. And coming up next, a driver had a pretty underrated freestyle run in the placement events. This is Devin Winfield and Velociraptor. See, he's getting set up for something special here. His pass begins now. Now, Devin Winfield, not particularly known for big floor appearances either. More or less known for being in the arenas. However, he did make a couple this year, particularly Glendale was the biggest floor he got to compete on, really, for pretty much his entire career. Uh-oh. Devin Winfield and Velociraptor getting a little crossed up. He's going to really garner up some speed right there to try to make up for it, but it might be too late. There's that turning pole that Jamie Sullivan made a mess out of. He has to try to find his way around it now. The competitor's taking a new strategy, which is messing up the track for the other competitors. A pretty solid pass, all things considered, there for Devin Winfield and Velociraptor. He's going to get that truck shut off, and we're going to take a look at that replay. Again, score to beat, or should I say time to beat right now, officially, is a 42.62. We're going to watch back this run from Devin Winfield and Velociraptor. We're going to give it a little bit of a different angle this time. A little bit of top-down action, so that we can follow him more directly. And we're going to take a look and see if that's your new leader tonight. Again, a bit of a different thing we're trying out here to make timed racing as fun as it can possibly be. Because it's not going to be as fun as head-to-head racing, but we still want to make it fun, and this is a little bit of a thing that we can do for that. You see, time begins right there. Takes some really great speed over this first straightaway. You follow him there at the top of the screen. Some better overall speed than Jamie Sullivan. He does bump that turning pole, but props to the turning pole for not falling over. That was some impressive balancing act right there. Now I can see him passing over the bottom racing lanes. For those of you watching, you can see Devin Winfield making a pass at the bottom now. Takes a massive speed and big air over that last jump because he has a lot of time to make up for around here. Clips the turning pole pretty badly right there. Takes it down the final straightaway, crosses the ramp right there, and the official time, and something that we didn't really mention during the race, if you see that ramp there, that blue ramp in the bottom left corner, he didn't get all 4 BKT tires over that ramp, and because of that, he will suffer a 5-second penalty. That means that the official score, or should I say time tonight, for Devin Winfield and Velociraptor is going to be a 45.79, which means he is not going to be the new fastest time of the night. He's out of the running for a win. So a tough break there, but we'll see how things unfold for other competitors as the competition here continues on. Well, you know what? We've seen some pretty interesting action so far tonight. Drivers have been trying to weasel in some new strategies, such as knocking over the turning poles to get them into the lanes of other drivers. I think that's got to be unorthodox in some sort of a way, but I guess whatever works, works. So that's really the mindset the drivers are going with right now, as they try and do whatever they can to mess up their other competitors here. On that note, it's time to get right into your next run, and coming up next, it's going to be Matt Pagliarulo driving Jester. Getting ready to get this race kicked off. There we go. He's now underway with the race. Great speed right now coming down the straightaway. Some nice balance there for Matt Pagliarulo and Jester. This is the most speed we've seen around this corner so far. It looks like it was messing him up a little bit for a second, but he was able to get his bearings back. And now he is really making a pretty solid pass right now. And you know, Matt Pagliarulo isn't particularly a racer. He's more or less known for freestyles, if anything. So it's nice to see him getting some nice speed right now. Taking some massive speed up the main final lane now. Uh-oh. Oh, Matt Pagliarulo, he's going to get crossed up, but he's going to be able to save it. He's going to get it back together, and he's going to end up completing the race, coming off of an amazing save. What a way to end out the race for Matt Pagliarulo and Jester. With that being said, we're officially going to take a look at that race replay. A very nice run there for Matt Pagliarulo. Got a little bit messy at the end, but he was able to get his bearings back, and that's what really counts, is making it work. And my goodness, the track is going crazy right now. So we're going to take a look back here at this replay. Again, the official time is going to be called right now. Time begins right there. You can see he takes a lot of speed down the straightaway, and I've said it for every driver so far, but when it comes to this first corner right here, you can see Matt takes a lot more speed than we saw from Devin, and that's really going to give him an advantage here, I think, as this run goes along, because right now he's only at about 17 seconds, whereas Devin Winfield at this point was at closer to 22 seconds, and he's going to take some more pretty good speed over here. Now he takes this turn a little bit wide. You can see he even almost entirely disappears out of this bird's eye view, but he takes great speed down that final straightaway, which almost messes him up, but he's able to save it. Right there, he crosses that final white line. And with that being said, it's now officially time to call out that official time, ladies and gentlemen. And the official time tonight for Matt Pagliarulo and Jester is a 38.76. It almost doesn't sound real to say, but somehow he did get a score that had 8.76 in it. In this case, 38.76, which is your new fastest time of the night. So great news there for Matt Pagliarulo and Jester. Well, so far the competition has only been getting more and more intense, and that's very confidently said after he almost goes over there at the end of that pass, but Matt Pagliarulo able to get his things back together, and now his truck is still perfectly intact. for tomorrow's competition, the best trick competition. All these competitors will be competing. It's going to be a crazy night. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, at the same time as this event. With that being said, it's officially time to get into your next competitor. Please welcome to the track, Tony Oaks, Thunderoris. Well, you know, we've said it with quite a few drivers so far tonight. A lot of the field out here isn't all that used to being on stadium floors. Now, Tony Oaks has a little bit more of an advantage here, as he does a lot of international shows, a lot of which take place in full-size stadiums, so maybe a bit of an advantage there. And as we're speaking, Tony Oaks is getting on the ragged edge. Oh my goodness. Tony Oaks, he is taking some crazy speed right now. Now, you saw there he got a little messy on that last ramp, but he did still have 4 tires on that ramp, which means that he will not get deducted points. For that, he will receive a time deduction for that. You can see he only got 2 tires on the end there with that final hit, so that might hurt his time a little bit. We're going to take a look back at the official replay, though, and see what it's going to be. Again, there's going to be a 5-second penalty on that, but let's take a look from the bird's eye view and see what the official time here was for Tony Oaks and Thunderoris. Again, bird's eye view, we take it all the way up here. We get the timer ready. Time starts right there. And we take a look at things from a little bit of a different angle where we can see a little bit more of the action. So you see he's coming around here. Great speed, but almost a little bit too much. It messes him up right here. He gets on a little bit of a bicycle. He gets his bearings back. And he takes some more really good speed up through these ramps. Now, looking at the time right now, he's about on par with what Matt's time was when he was over there. So it's really going to come down to this last straightaway. But he was not able to get all 4 BKT tires on that last ramp. So I think that's going to hurt his time here. We see right here he tries to get his things together. A nice save, all things considered. But with that being said, it's officially time to get to that official score. And here is your score. Or should I say, time. Your time tonight for Tony Oaks and Thunderoris is a 42.92. So not going to be fast enough there to claim the fastest time of the night. It's actually second to last right now. But, I mean, again, like I've been saying all event long so far, the competition is tight. This is the biggest event of the year, so it's not going to be easy. And unfortunately, Tony Oaks is going to suffer from that fact. Well, you know, Tony would have had fastest time of the night as well had he not gotten that penalty. So a tough break there. Could have made it work, but the truck was not having it. And unfortunately, because of that, he's going to suffer. His score's going to suffer from it as well. And unfortunately, that's going to take him out of the runnings to have any hopes here at getting a win in this competition. Still, surprisingly, Matt Pagliarulo leads this competition with a 38.76 on his racing pass. With that being said, coming up next, here comes Joe Foley in Axe. We'll talk about a driver not known for racing. I mean, Joe Foley took home 6 freestyle wins this season and not really any other wins. So that's something that makes Joe Foley so much fun to watch, is his crazy freestyles, but he's not really known for his racing, so we'll see if that impacts him here. Now, he has had some nice racing, all things considered, such as that as in Glendale, where he made it to the semifinals, but the question now becomes, can he have that same kind of luck here? Some great speed. Oh, he's going to go full speed ahead up in this racing lane. Looks like he's going to be able to ride it off pretty well, though. Coming into that final turn. Oh, what a tough break. Joe Foley and Axe, he's going to oversteer. He is going to get back on it, though, so nothing to slow him down right now. And that's going to wrap up his time. He gets a lot of speed back in that ending of his pass. Whoa! Whoa! What a crazy way to end out a racing pass. I mean, like I said, Joe Foley is known for freestyle, and that wouldn't really benefit any race, but it looked pretty cool, which when it comes to freestyle is exactly what you're going to want. So, Joe Foley just keeping his freestyle game going, even in the racing competition. With that being said, we're going to officially take a look at this racing pass from the bird's eye view that we've been experimenting with throughout the night, trying some different angles out. So we're going to see what Joe Foley and the Axe got here. Time begins here. You can see he's taking a lot of speed when it comes to the straightaways, and we're especially going to see that after he comes around this first turn here. You can see he comes around this bend with a lot of speed, like Tony Oaks gets a little bit of a bicycle. This is where Joe Foley really surprises me. He goes full throttle right here, absolutely launches it on that racing lane, rides it right into the next racing lane and gets a little bit of a wheelie. Now right here he would have had the fastest time of the night, but he slightly oversteers it, and that really messes up this pass. He puts it in reverse and tries to get his time saved. He's going to end it right there. And we're going to take a look at the official score. You can see a little bit of another angle there on that crazy save for Joe Foley and Axe. Let's put that back a little bit and take a look at that save one more time. You see he comes off that ramp, gets it on the ragged edge right here, pulls off the save, but then doesn't pull off the save, but the truck wants to save it, and the truck does save it. That being said, it's officially time to get that official score out. And the official time tonight for Joe Foley, as recorded right there, is a 41.11. A pretty good time for Joe Foley. I believe that will put him in second place right now, which is really good, but not first place. Somehow, to my surprise, Matt Pagliarulo is really holding out with that time of 38.76. So Matt Pagliarulo, maybe a little bit of a wild card pick when it comes to racing, because somehow he is really showing up the rest of these competitors, and he is maintaining a lead, which is really surprising me. But I mean, he's making it work, all things considered, so I mean, props to him. He had the pass he needed, and it's working out. Now it's officially time to get your next race underway. Coming up next, a driver who hasn't had a super long career with Monster Jam, only done a couple events before, but now he's out here in the biggest event of the year, voted in by you fans at home. It's Tim Jones in Tailgater. You can see him sporting that nice albino body that blends in with the snow. Maybe that's why he chose it. He is going to get right underway with this racing pass, though. Now, I mean, I've said it with half these competitors so far, but Tim Jones really not somebody known for his racing game. He is by far the most well known for his freestyling, so that might affect him a little bit here. Nonetheless, though, he's doing a great job at keeping this together. Maybe I spoke too soon. Tim Jones in Tailgater, he is taking this through the air, and he goes over right into the snow. Wow, this is going to be a replay to watch. He just absolutely sent that truck, and he knocks over the turning pole, goes flying through the air, tries to save it, and ends up in the snow. Well, that's going to be a DNF there for Tim Jones and Tailgater. But let's take a look at this official replay. Tim Jones, he takes it around to this final bend. You can see he comes off this final jump with a lot of speed. The truck gets a little caught up right here. He goes flying through the air right here, almost saves it, but cannot quite do it. That truck ends up upside down and in the snow, and that means that that's going to be a DNF tonight for Tim Jones and Tailgater. Well, you know what? A very tough break there for Tim Jones. I'm already losing my voice. This happens every time we do a BeamNG event. We get a few runs in, and then I'm already losing my voice, and it's cracking left and right. You know what? That just means we're having a good show so far, and that crash proves that. So, what a night. I mean, it's been so much fun seeing all these competitors, and guess what? We're just getting started. And coming up next, a fan favorite driver, and maybe a wild card pick in this competition. This is none other than Jamie Garner in Overboard. Sporting that nice red body that was ran by Chad Tingler before, bringing it back now for the Christmas season. Here comes Jamie Garner. Some great speed kicking this off. You see his suspension is set up a little bit differently. Maybe he has it in tune for racing. We'll see how that affects him here. So far, a great pass, though, for Jamie Garner and Overboard. And he is living up to that great pass right now. He is keeping this thing nice and under control. Hold on. Oh, Jamie Garner and Overboard. Jamie Garner and Overboard goes overboard. He goes flying through the air. Jamie Garner. Wow. We are 2 racing passes in a row that ended with some sort of insane crash at the very end. Now, Jamie Garner actually almost saved it. It was that turning pole Christmas tree that got in the way of him there. Now, the turning pole's in the middle of the track, so we're going to have to move that aside here so that it's not in the way of other competitors. Well, you know what, fans? I think we all can agree on one thing. We need to see the replay from that incredible crash. Wow, I just put on a crazy accent without even trying. That incredible crash we just saw for Jamie Garner. Oh, there he is. Wow, okay. Jamie Garner, you see he comes in right here, gets on the nose, tries to save it. The tire just decides it's done for the day, I guess. And it kicks him up, sends him through the air. And he's going home with a DNF, but you know what? Jamie Garner doesn't seem like the kind of person to get upset about that. If anything, he's probably excited because he put on a good show for you fans. And he'll be back tomorrow for the best trick competition. Well, you know what? The competition tonight has been crazy all around the board. Some crazy crashes, some great passes, and the competition is going to continue. We still have so many drivers. We're only about a quarter of the way done. We're actually exactly a quarter of the way done. Or no, one run over a quarter of the way. So, almost a third of the way done with this competition. So, there's a lot going on right now. Some great competition all around. Coming up next, put your hands together for Brianna Mahan and Scooby-Doo. Brianna Mahan, no stranger to having a great racing pass. But you know what? She's going to have to be careful here because we have seen 2 drivers in a row go flying through the air on their racing passes and not be able to finish them. And I mean, that's not really something you ever want to see at the biggest competition of the year. Brianna Mahan and Scooby-Doo does a good job of keeping the truck on all 4s. Now she's going to have to be careful here because her time is running thin and she's really going to have a picture-perfect ending to this run. She wants to have any hopes at taking home time of the night. She's putting some great speed on now. Oh boy. Take a look at that ending to the run. She goes pedal to the metal there. Takes it as fast as possible onto that final jump. And that's a beautiful racing pass for Brianna Mahan in Scooby-Doo. She parks it right up there on the ramp. Let's take a look at that official replay. Now, per usual, the way this is going to work, we're going to take it up here to a bit of a bird's eye view so that we can get a better look at this driver's run. We're going to analyze the turns, the acceleration, the straightaways, and what went wrong. So let's take a look here at this racing pass. Right there, the time begins. She takes great speed up here. Pretty picture-perfect beginning to the run. Really huge air right there. Not too sure why that was. Then she takes it down this way. And right here's where she gets messed up because she tries to correct herself while in the air. So the truck lands sideways. She has a peace of mind to get it back onto all 4s though. So a great save there. She's going to take it right down. Almost crashes again. Another great save is what it's going to take to make this run happen. And she puts some massive speed down that final straightaway because she wants that win. And the official time is in for Brianna Mahan and Scooby-Doo. Well, she put all of her power into that racing pass. You know, she almost went over, but she had a great recovery and tried to get the best time she possibly could. But now it's time to ask ourselves, was that enough to take home the current lead? Well, the official time for Brianna Mahan in Scooby-Doo is a 39.28, which means Brianna Mahan in Scooby-Doo almost is able to take out Matt Pagliarulo, but somehow, really to my surprise, Matt Pagliarulo maintains the lead, and Brianna Mahan is only going to get second place. Matt Pagliarulo is doing an incredible job at keeping the lead right now. I'm not sure how he's doing it, but he sure is. And I mean, props to him. He locked in, and he made it count. So, the competition has been insane. 2 crazy crashes, some great passes. Let's get into the next race. Well, you know what? All of these competitors are truly giving it their all. And the fact that half of the field has almost gone over, or has gone over, at some point, is really a testament to that. So really some crazy action is going on right now. Now again, the end goal for all of these drivers is to try and take home the racing win at the biggest show of the year. So of course there's going to be some pressure on really every single one of them to do the best that they possibly can in this show. So coming up next, here comes Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Oil Stabilizer. So you're creeping forward there to the line, repositioning, getting it straightened out. And she is going to get things underway. A pretty nice start to the run, all things considered. Getting a little bit rough right there, but she's going to be able to recover pretty well. Now she's going to take it around this turn. I'm liking that turn. Whoa. Bit of a wheelie right there. Okay, she's going to get her bearings together. That's what you want to see. Uh-oh. Oh, Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Oil Stabilizer. Can she get this back on all fours? She is going to push for it. Can she do it, though? Whoa! What a crazy racing pass. She almost is able to do it, but she cannot quite pull out the save. Let's get a recap on that crazy action. You can see right here, she comes on to the final 2 racing lanes, gets some great speed there, but she gets a little bit too much air. Almost is able to save it here. You can see the truck is back onto the sidewalls. She tries to take advantage of that, and she pushes for the save. You can see right here, she's putting all of her speed into it. She can't quite do it. That means that she is your 3rd driver right now. 3rd driver of the event to get a DNF. You know what? There's been some pretty good times, but a lot of these drivers are seeing some pretty bad luck, some pretty tough luck there. And it's just going to continue on and on. So Cynthia Gauthier and Lucas Stabilizer, like I said at the start, not particularly known for racing, known for freestyle. That's a very freestyle-esque move, so living up to that name there. Tough break, but she tried her hardest. Well, you know what? It's almost fun seeing how many drivers have some sort of crazy moment where they cannot quite pull it back together, and they have some kind of crazy crash that they can't handle. Because in racing, it can get really, really repetitive, especially in timed racing. But all of these drivers have done something special to spice up the competition, and that's what makes racing fun to watch when you're at a more competitive event, such as this one. With that being said, it's officially time for your next competitor to hit the track. Coming straight out of Detroit, Michigan, please welcome to the track 2-time Off Jam World Champion, Mr. Excitement himself, Jim Kohler in Avenger. He's lined up here, getting ready to get this race underway, and that's exactly what he's going to do. A little bit of a different strategy. We've seen a lot of drivers just full send it up those racing lanes. He's going to hit his brakes coming into each one of them, and I think it worked pretty well in his favor. He's keeping the truck nice and balanced, keeping it on all fours, which is what you're going to want to see. Oh, getting a little bit crazy right there. A little bit of a nice slap wheelie. He's going to get it back together, though. Now, here's what it's going to come down to. Uh-oh. He gets crossed up here in the straightaway. Oh, he's taking some massive speed into this final jump, and Jim Kohler an Avenger. I mean, you know they call him Mr. Excitement for a reason. Oh, Jim Kohler. Wow. Is this racing or is this freestyle? Jim Kohler, an Avenger, ends off his racing pass with a full send. I mean, he was really pushing to get that run ended off with a good time after his unfortunate luck coming into that last turn. He was determined. He takes so much momentum that the truck almost rolls over, and he pulls off probably save of the night so far. The action right now is absolutely insane. Jim Kohler, an Avenger, a veteran, and he knows what he's doing. He's a two-time world champion for a reason. We're going to now move our way up to this bird's eye view camera, and we're going to take a look back at this racing pass. Again, the time to beat right now is a 38.76. Let's see what Jim Kohler and Avenger put together. Time begins right there. Now, here's where the things get a little different. A lot of other drivers, they would full send it up those ramps. Jim Kohler instead hits the brakes coming into each one of them and only gets a little bit of air. So he's a little bit more conservative with it, but it really seems to work out in his favor. Now right here he's staying really consistent, about 18 seconds in when he comes into that second straightaway, which is pretty good, pretty on par with the competition. Now this last turn is where things get a little crazy. He takes it too wide and bumps that ramp, and he decides he has to make up for that little buffer. And he goes full throttle, absolutely launches it right there. And he has so much speed that the truck goes into a slap wheelie, which rides into the backflip ramp, and he pulls off an amazing save. The question now stands, however, was that enough to take home the best time so far? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the official time tonight for Jim Kohler in Avenger is a 37.07, which means Jim Kohler in Avenger is officially your new leader here in racing. Jim, really known for freestyle, so this has got to be a big deal for him. He now has that racing lead. I mean, talk about action right now. So many crazy crashes and saves, and we're not even halfway through the event. And I mean, that's something else special here. There's so many competitors that there's so much content to see. I mean, we're just really getting started with this show, and that just goes to show how much there is when it comes to the biggest event of the year. And this is only the first of 3 competitions that we're going to be seeing over the next 3 days. So what a crazy experience it is to be in the biggest event of the entire year. You know the pressure is on for these drivers to do the best they can. And coming up next here in racing, a fan favorite driver competed in his first ever World Finals this year and placed as one of the highest freestyles in the competition. Please welcome Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. He's getting ready to get this go. Now he's just going to actually take it right there. Wow, I thought he was still preparing to go. Nope, he just hammers on the throttle there. Takes around this turn. Oh, Dalton Widener, be careful. He's getting risky. He almost goes over right there, but you know what? He's able to hold it together. He's getting a little bit too much on the ragged edge for my liking. I'm getting worried watching this racing pass. Take a look at that final turn, though. Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. He was ready to go, and he is going to get one of the best passes, I'd say, we've seen all night. Now, he did get a little bit crazy at times, yeah, but he was able to make up for it in every single department, and that is what makes that run stand out from some other competitors we've seen so far. Let's take a look at the official replay and the official time. Again, Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack staying really consistent, something that we haven't seen a ton of so far tonight. So that's really going to work out in his favor, I think, when it comes to the official time. Now, speaking of official time, let's take a look here for Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. You see him sporting that special ice body, as it is the holiday season, which takes place deep in the winter time. Dalton Widener sporting that special Jurassic Attack body to represent that. You see right there, time begins as he takes it off the line. Some great speed down this first lane right here. Now he gets a little crossed up there, and that really maintains all the way through here. He takes great speed through here, but gets on a bicycle and gets sideways on that jump. He's able to get it back together, though. He hits that ramp in about 18.3 seconds, very much on par with the competition. Right here, he gets a little sideways again, but he's able to make it work. And he actually uses that to his advantage to sling him around the turn with a little bit more room. And right here, you can see he comes in to that final jump, and he ends the race with a very, very clean racing pass. Now, like I said a little earlier, these crazy events make me lose my voice. We're already seeing quite a bit of that right now. Not too surprising, all things considered. Let's take a look at the official time. Ladies and gentlemen, your official time tonight for Dalton Weiner and Jurassic Attack is a 34.95, which means he is now your new fastest time in this competition. Dalton Weiner did not come to play, and that just means the bar has been moved up even higher in this competition, so these drivers are really going to have to push. Wow, I mean, talk about some crazy competition. We have seen so much action so far tonight. All these drivers have to do something to try to top the previous, and I mean, there's really only so much you can do at some point. So, I mean, these drivers are trying to stay on top of that competition, but not everyone's been successful. Dalton Weiner, however, was pretty successful right there. Now, coming up next, please welcome to the track, Nick Pagliarulo, Kraken. He's getting it set up there on that far lane. Right there, we're going to see him kick off that racing pass. He's going to take some pretty good speed right there. Oh no! Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken. He's going to get this back together. Now he has the opportunity to go out there and complete that racing pass. You can see that truck held up perfectly, minus the fact that that squid is falling apart a little bit. What a crazy move by Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken. Now he's just going to have to really send this if he wants to have hopes of having a good time. And that's exactly what he's going to do right here. Some nice speed up here in this final straightaway. He's going to get on the ragged edge right there. And he's going to get that back together. Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken. Some great moves. And he's going to end it atop the pod. Let's take a look at the official replay there. Now, it's probably not going to be a very good time, considering he kind of did a barrel roll in the middle of his racing pass. Nonetheless, we still are going to take a look here and see how it looked from that bird's eye view, because we have to get the official time in regardless of whether or not it was a winning time. Right here, you can see him getting staged and ready. Moves up to the line. That pass begins right here. Now, he takes that same strategy that we've seen from a couple drivers such as Jim Kohler and Dalton Weiner, where you come into each ramp and put on the brakes rather than full sending it, because, I mean, we've seen a few drivers go over. Right here, though, he does not pump the brakes, and he goes over right there. So a tough break there for Nick Pagliarulo. Then he tries to back it up around here. Takes it around this corner. Gets a little bit of speed right there. Gets a little sideways, but he's able to get it back together. Comes around this final turn and really just has to make up for his losses. So he goes full throttle into this last jump. Gets a little sideways, but overall, he's going to make it count. And your final time tonight for Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken is a 46.51. What a tough break for Nick Pagliarulo. He is officially the slowest time of the night, except for the DNFs that we have seen so far. Is that really a surprise? Not really, because we're going to take a look down here at the track with Nick Pagliarulo's crazy move over here. We're going to see him come around the bend around here. Then he's going to take it up here over this jump. But he gets too sideways. That truck does a little bit of a barrel roll maneuver. He's able to save it, though, puts it in reverse, and is able to then complete his racing pass. Well, that being said, Nick Pagliarulo is officially the slowest time of the night. So Nick Pagliarulo, not exactly what he was looking to get there. One more look at this replay here. So not exactly what he wanted, a tough break, but hey, he had something cool, and fans love to see something cool, so he has that going for him, I guess. And, I mean, he set the bar for his freestyle run now. Hopefully his freestyle run can match that. He's shown that he can do cool moves and maintain himself after doing the cool moves, so I mean, the pressure's on for him now as he comes into these next competitions. With that being said, it's officially time for your next competitor to hit the track. Please welcome Cole Vennard, the Black Pearl, the pirate of Monster Jam. He's getting ready to get this run underway. And he's just going to go right into it here. Now, Cole Vennard, not the fastest racer ever, but he does do pretty decently on his good nights, so we'll see how that factors into this racing pass. I will say we're seeing some pretty good speed. He gets a little bit sideways there. Uh-oh. Went from a little bit sideways to a lot sideways. Wow, he barely is going to be able to get all 4 tires up that ramp. He somehow was able to steer it just the right time to do so. Here he comes into this final straightaway. He has some really good speed right there, and he is going to make it work out in his favor. He is going to end off that run with a lot of momentum, and that's what you're really going to need to see here if you want to have hopes at getting the time of the night. So let's take a look at the official replay there for Cole Vennard in the Black Pearl. Again, you're really trying to do better than the other competitors, but it's not head-to-head. It's really racing yourself. And that's where things get a little different with this competition versus standard racing. So with a lot of drivers, what's different is we'll see them correcting themselves more rather than sticking with a sloppy racing pass. And typically in a normal race where it's head-to-head, they don't think to correct themselves because their main goal is to get past that finish line before their competitor can. So it does give a little bit of a mindset change, but it seems to help out some drivers. Now Cole Vennard right here, he's getting very messy. He's at about 30 seconds at this point in time, actually closer to 27 seconds. He comes into the straightaway, though, with a lot of speed and brings up that final jump right there. And ultimately, he's going to hit the finish line at 37.09 seconds. That is not going to be your fastest time so far, but 37.09 is still a very, very good score. Now, we did just say that is not your current leader, because your current leader very, very, very narrowly after that pass is Jim Kohler and Avenger with a 37.07. Not a 37.09 like Cole Vennard had, but a 37.07. So Jim Kohler just barely weasels out that lead. And, I mean, good on him. He's not known for racing, so he really did want to get his name out there in this first competition of this event, and that's exactly what he did. But you know what, talk about some great action. All of these drivers have been doing an incredible job so far, whether at putting on a show or at getting an actually good racing pass. Every driver's had something special with their pass, and coming up next is a 2-time world champion, your reigning world high jump champion. Please welcome Colt Stevens, Thunder Roris. He's right now trying to get that truck set up for the beginning of this next racing pass. Thunder Roris is just a naturally Christmassy looking truck. You see that nice red and almost whitish silver combo. Looks like some nice red and snow combo that we're used to seeing around Christmas time. So already a pretty fitting truck theme in my opinion for Colt Stevens and Thunder Roris. Oh my goodness, what a risky move. Colt Stevens is holding back nothing with this racing pass. He is determined to take home this racing win. Take a look at the acceleration. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Colt Stevens and Thunder Roris. He is over. Oh, he is going to get back on all fours, but not without having to pay the price. You take a look at that. that front left shock tower is completely detached. I mean, he was determined, and that very well might be your leading time. I would not be surprised whatsoever if it is, but he broke a tie rod, he broke a planetary, he broke a shock tower, he broke the entire body. I'll tell you what, Colt and his crew have a lot of work if they want to get this truck back into the competition for best trick tomorrow. That being said, let's see how that racing pass looked. Of course, excluding the end, I would say that was a pretty smooth pass, really all throughout. So let's take a look here and see how this went in reality for Colt Stevens, because it looked good from what we saw then, but it's up to the timer, so let's see what the timer says. Run begins right there. Now, he has some pretty good speed, but we're going to see pretty shortly it turns into too much speed. Now, nonetheless, he has some pretty nice skill to get this truck to behave this well in the ice. He used the ice to his advantage almost to drift the truck. Right here, he gets a little bit risky. That truck drifts into the ramp, so he gets sideways, gets a save there with the peace of mind to know when to brake and when to accelerate. And he goes full speed down the straightaway. This is where that racing time is really going to matter. Right there, he touches down on the final ramp. And you can see he has a crazy crash there to end out that racing pass. Let's get down there on the track and take a look at that crash from another angle. Colt Stevens, he comes down here, sends it on that racing lane, clips the front end, goes flying through the air. The truck does 2 or 3 barrel rolls. I honestly lost count. The whole body falls apart, and the shocks are off of the truck. He let everything go in an attempt to take the racing lead tonight. Did he do it? Well, right now, your time to beat is a 34.95 for Dalton Widener, who had a very, very good pass. Your time tonight for Colt Stevens and Thunder Roars is a 34.76, which means just barely the effort is going to pay off for Colt Stevens and Thunder Roars, and he is barely going to be able to grab that lead. There goes my voice again. I mean, there's just so much action, so much excitement that I was yelling this whole event, and my voice has to suffer because of it. But, hey, what are you going to do about it? What an amazing, amazing run and pass there for Colt Stevens. Well, you know what? We have seen some wild passes as this night has gone on, and that was certainly no exception to it. The action continues to ramp up tonight, and I'm super excited to see what the other drivers in this field are going to do to try and keep this energy alive. Well, coming up next, a fan favorite driver for really every fan of the sport. Please welcome to the track, Mr. Chris Kohler in Brutus, a staple driver of the second generation currently in the sport. You see Chris Kohler, he is getting ready to go here. Now, right now, his father, Jim Kohler, holds 3rd place here in timed racing, so there's got to be a little bit of pressure there to live up to the family name. Chris Kohler, he is done. Wow. I thought he had hopes of saving that, but he took it straight into the snow, and that's done. I mean, there's no coming back from that. The time tonight for Chris Kohler in Brutus is an absolute DNF. And what a tough break. I mean, he could have saved it if he crashed anywhere else, but once you're in that fluffy snow, you can't save it. There's no traction, and the truck sunk in for a second there. So what a tough break for Chris Kohler. Not what he was looking for, but he pushed it a little too hard tonight. Well, I mean, I don't even know what to say to a run like that, except tough break. That's all you really can say. I mean, That's definitely not what he wanted to do, but, I mean, that's what happened. So, tough break all around there, but, I mean, again, what are you going to do? On that note, we're going to move our way right into the next competitor, and this is one I'm certain all of us fans are excited to see. Please welcome two-time Monster Jam Guinness World Record holder Bari Musauer Zombie. You can see him getting prepped and ready. Now, you know the pressure is on. The bar has been raising higher and higher to the point where drivers are sending it all the way across to the second racing lane just to get that fastest time, like we've seen from Cole Stevens and Jim Kohler. So the pressure is definitely on. And, you know, as these last few drivers come out here to hit the track, they are probably wondering to themselves, am I going to have to do that same thing? And, well, we're going to see here, Bari Musauer and Zombie has a pretty fast pass going, but it hasn't been the cleanest pass ever. And there goes any hopes at this being a clean pass or a winning pass. Bari Musauer and Zombie gets a little bit too messy there in the turn. Because of that, he's going to suffer from it. He is going to recover pretty well, but his time really is going to have a little bit of a deficit there because of that slip up. So let's take a look at the official replay here for Bari Musauer and Zombie. Now, per usual, we did see some pretty fast racing, but also per usual, he got a little bit sideways at times, and his time definitely suffered because of it. So let's take a look here at the official replay for Bari Musauer and Zombie. See right here, he's getting ready to go. Time begins now. Now he has a pretty nice run going in this first straightaway. He's staying nice and consistent. Right here, he takes it around this turn. And he takes it around this jump. This is where he gets messed up. He gets into the ice, slides out of control. That messes him up pretty badly. He does recover from it pretty well, but by that point, his time's already suffered quite a bit. Right here, he spins out. And right here, he doesn't actually enter the straightaway until 32 seconds in. And at that point, he's still in reverse. Right here, he accelerates there into that last hit of the time. But unfortunately, he's going to end with a 39.82. Again, 39.82. Not even close to enough to take home the fastest time of the night. Well, I mean, I've said it again and again. The action right now, even just in racing alone, has been absolutely stacked. And, I mean, every driver is doing whatever they can to prove that they can win. And some drivers have been successful at it, some drivers haven't. But on that note, we're going to get ready for your next competitor here. Please welcome to the track, Blake Granger, Max D. Again, Blake Granger here, no stranger to being on the big floor. He's done plenty of international stadium shows and competed in the World Finals main field, so he's no stranger to doing crazy action like this. But can he do it? That's what the question is going to be now. Some crazy air, which is good in freestyle, could be good in best trick. I'm not sure if that's exactly what you want in racing. That's what you want in racing, though. A beautiful turn right there for Blake Granger and Max D. Now, he's trying to make some nice little corrections here because the truck did get a little sideways, but he's going to be able to correct himself. And now he's into the final straightaway. Wow. What an amazing racing pass for Blake Granger and Max D. Oh, is he going to go over? Wow. Great speed and a tough break, but I mean, fortunately, he's going to go over after finishing the race. So that shouldn't have interfered with his time too much. So let's take a look there and see what the official time tonight was for that amazing racing pass by Blake Granger and Max D. Now again, right now, your time to beat is pretty fast. It's about a 34.8. But now we're going to see if Blake Granger was able to beat that, because I think that was a very good racing pass. Now, for those of you who have not been around for the bird's eye view yet, Blake Granger starts right up here in the top right, comes around this path, comes down here, takes his hook, and takes that final jump. Let's take a look, though, and see if that was fast enough. Now, I have no doubt in saying that that might be the fastest time of the night, but we're going to have to confirm it. And here's that confirmation. Time begins right there. You see right here, he has very, very clean passes. Doesn't let anything take him off of a straight path, which is exactly what you're going to need to see. Comes down through this jump. And right here, a picture-perfect turn. He understeers the tiniest bit, but it really did not mess him up at all. Now he comes around this turn, and right here, this is what it all is going to come down to. Did he get fast enough in this last straightaway? And there is your time. Oh man, it's going to be close. Fans, this is a close time. Your time to beat tonight from Colt Stevens and Thunder Roaris is a 34.76. Your score for Blake Granger and Max D is a 34.81. He had such a good pass, but unfortunately it's only going to be worth second place, just barely. Not fast enough to take over that top spot. A tough break, but you know what? A great run nonetheless. Now, welcome fans who are still joining in. Very exciting to see you guys here joining us for this amazing event that we have been seeing so far. The action has been absolutely off the charts, and there's still plenty more to come. So don't go anywhere. We are still just getting started. Just kidding. Well, sort of. We have, let's take a look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more races. 1/4 of the races still to go. And then a little bit of an encore. You guys won't know what the encore is yet, though. You're going to have to wait around and see. In the meantime, let's get ready for your next competitor. Your reigning World Freestyle Champion, Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. Now Tyler is coming out here, really looking to make something happen. Now again, he's a reigning world champion, so there's a lot of pressure to do good at an event like this. And I have no doubt that Tyler can do it, but the question is, will he do it? Because we've seen a lot of drivers get surprising mess-ups, and right here, he gets a little bit far on that turn, but he's going to recover pretty well. Oh my goodness. Tyler Menninga, oh, he is here to win. He is taking some great speed down this final turn. He is going to go with the full send strategy, except unlike the other competitors. Wait. Of course. What less was there to expect from Tyler Menninga than end off a racing pass with some two-wheel skills action? That was an incredible pass. The one thing I will say is he got a little bit messed up in the ice, and that might mess up his time. Let's find out. Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger did an incredible job tonight here in racing, but did he do a good enough job? Now maybe that body's a bit of good luck for him. That is the red Gravedigger body that we saw Brandon Vincent sport at World Finals 22. Right here, time begins for Tyler Menninga. Now the pressure is definitely on. He is going very fast down his first straightaway, something that a lot of competitors have been able to do, but Tyler does it very smoothly. This is where he gets a little bit messed up. He takes that jump straight into the ice, and he goes a little bit wide because of it. He recovers really well, but the question now becomes, did it mess him up too much for his time to be fast? Well, he takes this last turn picture perfectly, doesn't let off the gas at all, and right there he accelerates past the finish line, and the official time for Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger is now in. Your time to beat tonight, coming from Colt Stevens and Thunder Roaris, is a 34.76. Your time for Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger is a 34.14, which means Tyler Menninga has taken the lead and is the new time to beat right now in this competition. So an amazing pass for Tyler Menninga, and it's going to pay off. With that being said, there was a bit of a miscalculation before. There are 6 competitors still remaining, but is anyone going to be able to top that? I really don't know. That was an amazing pass, and I don't know if anyone's going to be able to top it. Certainly there's going to be some drivers that are going to try their best, but whether or not they can do it, we're going to have to wait and see. Coming up next, though, no stranger to driving a monster truck, and he is a world champion because of that. This is Todd LeDuc driving Megalodon. Well, we've seen a lot of drivers end off with big air, and Todd LeDuc is no stranger to big air. He's going to get right into this racing pass. Todd LeDuc, as we've come to find over the past few years, is no stranger to big air, so... Oh my goodness, Todd LeDuc and Megalodon. Save of the night, quite possibly right there. But unfortunately, this isn't freestyle and this isn't best trick. So that's not at all what Todd LeDuc wants to see when he's doing a racing pass. Still pretty cool nonetheless, but I mean, that's a very tough break for Todd LeDuc. He's going to take some great speed around this last turn though. I mean, you kind of have to make up for the lack of speed earlier on in the race, and nothing is slowing down Todd LeDuc and Megalodon. He's going to give us a LeDuc leap here in the racing competition. Todd LeDuc tries to make up for that unfortunate slip-up, and I mean, hey, he did turn a crash into a save, so gotta give credit where credit's due. Todd tried to make up for it, and I mean, he did give us some pretty good speed there at the end. It's not going to be the fastest time, I doubt, but let's see where it placed nonetheless. Todd LeDuc and Megalodon is a 2-time world champion, so he knows how to drive a monster truck. And he certainly showed us that here. But let's take a look at the official time. Time begins right there for Todd LeDuc and Megalodon. He takes it down this straightaway. Right here he gets a little bit crossed up. You can see he clips that bus ramp, which causes his back tire to clip the turning pole, which causes him to go over, but he does save it. Very impressive work there from the veteran driver. Now the part where we can already tell he's at a loss is right now. He comes into this last straightaway at about 23 seconds. At that point, he should already be in the final bend. Now, again, credit where credit's due. Todd LeDuc does put on a show here with this last hit. Take a look at that. Full acceleration right there, but it's only going to get him a 41.24. Not even close to enough to be the fastest time, but hey, I respect the dedication there. Todd LeDuc tried to make it happen. Sorta did, but not really. Well, on that note, we're officially down to 5 more competitors, so competition is about to be on. It's gonna be tough for these last few drivers, but I mean, they're all gonna try their hardest. That's the one thing that's for sure. And coming up next, a driver who's definitely no stranger to racing, as he took home a racing win at the Monster Jam All-Star Challenge just a couple years ago, back in 2019. Please welcome to the track, Cody Saucier, Dragon Ice. And yes, I did say Dragon Ice. He's sporting a special body here for this Christmas event. See him getting ready here, getting staged and ready to get this race underway. Now Cody Saucier, he has a pretty intense time to beat. No driver's been able to top that time, or really any score in the 34s. There's been a few drivers that make it in the 34s, but there's only one driver that's been able to top the other drivers who previously made it into the 34s. So the competition tonight is very tight, and that's where things go wrong for Cody Saucier and Dragon Ice. Nonetheless, though, he's not done. Well, he's not done until he says he's done, or until the truck says he's done. Can he save this? No, he cannot, and that's a DNF for Cody Saucier and Dragon Ice. And As a Dragon fan myself, that's a bit of a tough break, but I mean, what are you gonna do? You attempt to overachieve and you end up on the lid. Now he did have some pretty nice turns in there, but he put way too much speed into that last straightaway. Didn't slow down before any ramp hits, and that's what really messed him up. Well, with that being said, it's only 4 more competitors to go, and your time to beat is still pretty solid. It's nothing other than a 34.14 for Tyler Menninga. No surprises to see Tyler Menninga with that top score right now. That being said, though, he is really putting in the effort there to still be maintaining that score. That time is a very impressive time. Only a couple other drivers have been able to come even close to that time, so Tyler Menninga definitely happy with that. Coming up next, though, this is a 5-time Monster Jam World Champion, so definitely no stranger to any Monster Jam competition and a multi-time World Champion in this competition. Please welcome Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. Gravedigger Ice tonight is the special body that he is going to be rocking. Now he is ready to go right now. He is taking some great passes. He's keeping it nice and controlled, which is exactly what you're going to need to see. So far, every single fast pass we've seen tonight has had that same common theme. Make sure to keep the truck nice and controlled and on all 4 tires, and I jinxed it right there for Adam Anderson. You know what, though? He recovers really nicely from that. And he's going to take it through this final turn very smoothly, and he accelerates to that final jump. A beautiful racing pass for Adam Anderson. Can he save it? Yes, he can. Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. Talk about an amazing racing pass right there. You cannot ask for anything much better than that. We have to get the official replay on that. An incredible racing pass. He got a little messy in a couple parts, though, and that's going to definitely hurt his time. So we're going to take a look here and see if it's enough to grab that top spot. But I do have my doubts just because there were a couple tough breaks in there. Nonetheless, let's take a look and see. Right here, he gets set up and ready to go. Comes off the line right there. He keeps it nice and balanced with these first couple hits. Right here, though, he really decides he's going to turn up the speed. Slings it through this corner. Very carefully calculates that jump. Perfectly executes that turn. Now he almost gets a point deduction right there, or should I say a time penalty. He barely was able to get 3 tires on that ramp. He almost got penalized because of it. But he absolutely accelerates to the final hit. And your official time tonight for Adam Anderson in Gravedigger Ice is a 33.48, which means Adam Anderson has grabbed the new fastest time. Right when I thought Tyler was unbeatable, Adam Anderson comes out and does the unthinkable. What an incredible, incredible time for Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. Well, one thing's been made very clear so far tonight. The competition is tight. It's very, very competitive all around with this show. Every driver has pushed their trucks to their absolute limits. But only some drivers have been able to place towards the top. And only one driver has the top spot. And right now, that's Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. With that being said, we are down to our final 3 competitors. So far, no driver has gone sub 33 yet. Coming up next, please welcome Camden Murphy in his last event driving Bakugan Dragonoid. Camden Murphy is going to take some great speed to kick off this run right here. He's going to stay nice and calculated, which, as we just saw from Adam Anderson, is absolutely the key to success when it comes to the racing competition. Right here, he's going to take a perfect turn. Take a look at that. Camden Murphy and Bakugan Dragonoid, he is definitely a threat right now. He is doing an incredible job at keeping this run perfect, picture perfect into the final turn. He's gonna get a little sideways. He corrects himself though. Oh my goodness. Is that not the most Camden Murphy thing you've ever seen? He comes into the last hit of the racing pass, launches it, clips the ramp with the front axle, and rips out the entire front axle. Nothing says Camden Murphy like ripping out an entire front axle. Except for possibly one thing. And that's winning the racing competition at the second Christmas Crush event. We're going to find out right now, but I'm pretty confidently sure he might have pulled it off right there. That was an amazing pass by all standards. Let's take a look here. See right here, he's still getting staged and ready to go. Moves into that staging box. Right up to the line. Gets off the line with some good speed. And this is what it's really going to come down to here. Perfect pass right there. Can't ask for anything nicer than that. Comes into this turn. Off that ramp. Keeping it picture perfect. Maybe goes a tiny bit wide there, but he's able to correct it perfectly. And right here, this is what it all comes down to. A perfect final turn. Oversteers the tiniest bit. He's able to correct himself. Full speed ahead up to that final hit. But your official time for Camden Murphy and Bakugan Dragnoid is a 34.88. Which means, a bit to my surprise, he's not going to get that new high score. Or that new best time. I really thought he would. And albeit, he got a pretty good time, but it really only puts him at about 5th place right now. And to me, I thought it was going to be higher than that by a pretty good margin. But, hey, he still had a pretty good pass, even if it wasn't the winning pass. Now, on that note, there's only 2 competitors left to try and take that top spot away from Adam Anderson. Otherwise, Adam is going home with a massive win tonight. 2 competitors left. This is where things get fun to watch. Coming up next, 4-time world champion in that brother rivalry with Adam Anderson. This is Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. Ryan, he's pretty much stealing everything out of Adam's book right now. But the question is, can he do it as well as Adam could? Oh my goodness! Well, that's not what you want to see in racing. That's what you want to see in freestyle. Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger with probably the best save all event long so far. And keep in mind, there's still 2 more competitions coming in this event, so don't think this is it. Tomorrow, we will see the best trick competition, and Thursday night, we will see freestyle. Ryan Anderson, I don't know what's going on. This is not a Ryan Anderson pass, but oh my goodness, he's done. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Now it's a Ryan Anderson pass. He just ripped out the entire front end of that Monster Jam truck. You've got to be kidding me, Ryan. Is that not the most Ryan Anderson ending to a racing pass you've ever seen? Well, that looked more like a freestyle run than a racing pass between that crash and that save. We're going to get some new angles on that crash and save pretty shortly. But first, we need to determine the official time tonight for Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. Right here, you can see he's getting staged and ready to go. Comes off the line right here. Now, these first couple ramp hits are pretty much exactly what Adam Anderson had going for him. Right here, he has a perfect pass going. I'm not sure what goes wrong here. It looks like he gets kicked sideways by maybe an unevenness in the ramp, and it ends up sending him onto the lid. He's able to save it, but by this point, right now, he is almost 30 full seconds into the run. And by that point, he should pretty much be at the final stretch. Just going to bring it through this way now. Comes around that final bend. Oversteers. Hits the turning pole. Accelerates again. And comes into the final hit. Crosses it right there. And falls back onto the lid. Now, not including DNFs, that is officially the worst time of the night. It's a 50.94. Awful time for Ryan Anderson. But he put on a great show, and we're going to take a look at that right now. So Ryan Anderson, apart from the DNFs, currently last place in this competition. Let's take a look at what went well. That was this action. You can see right here that this is the frame that it comes down to. Take a look at this. Right here, that back left tire gets caught in the ramp. Causes it to fall down instead of straight. And that clips the floor and sends him over. But he has the peace of mind in his very, very long career with Monster Jam to know how to get the save. But the action for Ryan doesn't stop there. He gets it turned around and decides he's still going to complete his racing pass, even though he's already definitely getting last place at this point. He shows some great speed around here. Comes around this turn. Oversteers it, goes right into the next turning pole. And this is where it goes full Ryan Anderson mode. Full sends it off that ramp and absolutely demolishes that front axle right there. Let's take a look at that last jump again. Right here. Bang! Clean rips out that axle. Not too surprising coming from Ryan Anderson, but definitely not what he was looking to do in the racing competition of all places. Well, talk about a crazy night of action. There's only one competitor left to try and take home the racing win. But now is not the time for Adam Anderson to start getting confident. Because this final driver coming up right now is responsible for being the reigning World Racing Champion. Please welcome to the track, Mr. Zach Garner and Wildside. You know, Adam Anderson did an amazing job, but this is where things are going to get a little different. Zach Garner is your reigning World Racing Champion, beating out the previous reigning champion before him, Tristan England in JCB Digatron. So the competition right now is about to be very tight. He's getting ready to go. Here we go, the final racing pass of the 2024 Christmas Crush is underway. And it's Zach Garner and Wildside. Oh, Zach, you're done. Zach Garner and Wildside. Hey, nice little bit of a save there, but he has already absolutely cooked himself with this pass. He is all over the place. Man, he looked really confident coming into this as well, but he took way too much speed. And speaking of way too much speed, he might be done. Oh, he's broke and he's driving off the track, and he's gonna park it in the snow. That means he's done. Well, a tough break there for Zach Garner and Wildside, coming off of a reigning world win. I'm sure that's not exactly what he wanted to do, so a tough break there, but nonetheless, that means that tonight's racing winner was none other than Adam Anderson, Gravedigger Ice, with a 33.48. And in the meantime, I said it before, I'll say it again. There's a special encore planned to end out this event. And we're going to start it off the only right way that we could start this off. We're going to welcome to the track Mr. Adam Anderson, driving Gravedigger. He is your current leader overall of this year's Christmas Crush, as he is your racing winner, and his truck survived that race, which means he now has the opportunity to come out here and put on an encore freestyle run for you fans Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. This is going to give him an upper hand over other competitors as this event goes on as well, because now he's going to be able to get the first go with a freestyle, and that's going to be helpful when it comes to the actual freestyle competition. Oh my goodness! Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. I thought he was done right there. That was a very risky cross thread. I was confidently sure he was at least going to break a tie rod or something, but the truck perfectly held together, which is pretty impressive in my opinion. Props to the crew, because they must have every nut and bolt on that truck put down pretty well. Here we go. This is Adam Anderson behind the wheel. You can really tell just because of the sheer amount of air we are seeing. This makes me super excited for the freestyle competition on Thursday. But of course, the best trick competition tomorrow is not going to go unnoticed. Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. He is absolutely pumped right now. I mean, think about how crazy of a win this is. This is basically the equivalent to a world championship in the sense that there were 24 competitors at the start, but only one competitor was able to do better than all the others. And Adam Anderson, he is absolutely throwing it down in this celebration freestyle run. Take a look at the bicycle action. And he is going to go over in the snow. Oh my goodness, we need some officials down there ASAP. I think Adam Anderson is having some trouble. That truck is fully submerged. Let's get the tractor out there. Oh jeez. Yeah, let's save that. I mean, he might have to do some work on that truck now, seeing as the entire truck was a few seconds ago submerged in the snow. That can't be good for the parts. Hopefully he doesn't have hypothermia. That would also be rather unfortunate. But fans, we're not done yet. We have one more encore freestyle run to go. Adam Anderson and Gravedigger Ice. He's going to take that truck. Not sure where he's going because his encore is done. He rolled it. Well, he's got something in his mind here. Guys, it doesn't look like he's going into the back right now. Oh, jeez. Adam Anderson and Gravedigger Ice. Maybe he's trying to get some applause from you fans. He's up there parking on a ramp. That's a telltale sign that a driver wants to hear some nice cheering. Oh, he shuts off the truck on the ramp. That's not something we're used to seeing. Well, fans, I'm receiving word right now from the Monster Jam officials that there is a surprise competitor that's going to come out here and put on an encore run. Fans, see, that was a celebration run. That wasn't an encore run. That was a celebration run. No Monster Jam competition is complete without an amazing encore to wrap it up. So we're not done here until we close things out with an amazing encore. Fans, get ready because we have a world freestyle champion on our hands joining the track right now. Making his way onto the Monster Jam track, please welcome Charlie Pocken and Monster Mutt Ice. Charlie Pocken, he's coming out here to put on an encore freestyle run. He is tonight's encore driver. Now, tonight, tomorrow night, and Thursday night, we will have different drivers coming out for the encore. Tonight, we get a veteran driver of the sport, Mr. Charlie Pocken and Monster Mutt. Charlie Pocken, he is coming out here. He is definitely ready to go. You can see he's taking it through the snow. That just goes to show that he has not let anything stop him as a Monster Jam driver. He's going to take it straight into the hardest to drive in terrain on this entire floor. Oh my goodness. Charlie Pocken and Monster Mutt, I can only imagine what he's lining up for right here. Well, I think we found out why Adam Anderson and Gravedigger Ice is parked out on the track right now. Mr. Charlie Pocken and Monster Mutt is lining up for a truck jump of sorts. Oh, he's gonna go for it. There we go. Charlie Pocken and Monster Mutt. He's gonna take it clean over Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. He takes the body straight off of Gravedigger. I mean, what an incredible way to put on an encore freestyle. You cannot ask for anything better than that. Oh, here we go. He's gonna go back for round number 2 with Gravedigger Ice. Charlie Pocken and Monster Mutt showing you fans why he is a world freestyle champion. And he is over on the lid. The encore freestyle run maybe cut a little bit short, but you know what? It was not without putting on an amazing show. That's going to do it for Charlie Pocken and Monster Mutt Ice in his encore freestyle. What an amazing way to end out the show. There's nothing better than ending out a show with an amazing encore and truck jump. With that being said, after an incredible hour-and-a-half long racing competition, we have 2 more hour-and-a-half long competitions on the way. That's right. Coming up very soon, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Be ready for the best trick competition where the same field of competitors are going to try and do the best trick possible and then attempt to take home another win. And on Thursday night, everybody's favorite, the freestyle competition, will be taking place among these competitors. So fans, you're not going to want to miss one bit of this action. The Christmas Crush continues tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. Please